So, because I think it's a funny story, I'm gonna tell you the my birthday date story. So, I was sure my birthday was on Saturday, and I've been thinking it was on Saturday for quite some time. And I'm at work on Thursday, and one of my colleague is taking a day off on Friday. And so she's telling me before she leaves, "Well, happy birthday for Sunday." And I was like, no, I mean, thank you, but my birthday is on Saturday." And she says, no, 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 I think it's on Sunday. And I almost said to her, "Look, lady, I think I know when my birthday is. I'm not senile."
Oh
And then I
no.
look at the calendar and realize it was on Sunday. So this is it. This is my birthday story.
So maybe you are senile.
I am senile. This is yeah. Seems I am. Um, but
Oh,
anyway,
dear.
yeah. But I didn't told her
Just kidding, of course.
like the part like, "Lady, I know when my I didn't told her. And I did well because I would have looked like a fool. So
That would have been very embarrassing, yes.
yeah, it would have been. So anyway, welcome to Not the Fuck Gaming podcast where we talk about games and sometimes we don't say fuck. I am William Hououin and I'm with.
Gruebitten.
All right. It's been a month, but it's still alive. It's still happening. There's a podcast here on this channel. It's not dead. It's just I went on vacation actually. We went to Cuba and it was pretty lovely. We did a lot of beach. I've read quite a few books, like teenage horror, old books from R.L. Stein. I've read the babysitter books. Um, the first three are fine for what they are, like teenage, goosebumps types of books. But the fourth one was crazy bad, like complete garbage. But
No.
anyway, yeah, they went into well, I guess I can spoil them. It's from the 90s. Um, but it's basically this girl. She's going to babysit, and then the guy where she babysits at is crazy, tries to kill her, but she survives and he dies. The second one is like the secretary of her psychologist that decides to scare her off, and she's crazy too because she's jealous of her um, not relationship, but she loves the psychologist and she's kind of jealous of her, and since she's spending more time with him than she does as a secretary. But anyway, third one, she's getting crazy and she's the one who's making the bad phone calls and harassment and stuff. And the fourth one is when she gets out of she went into a mental hospital to get on back on her feet. And then when she gets out, the fourth one is actually a ghost story. Like, come on. This
Oh,
Yeah, they went like on the supernatural side of things, even though in the whole series there's absolutely nothing, you know, that is into the paranormal stuff. So I think it was a weird
yeah.
decisions. Anyway, this is quite off topic. But I was super. I loved those books when I was like 12, and it was the first time I was rereading them since I don't know 20 years, and it hit that nostalgia spot.
Uh,
So yeah, I was happy to read them again.
they came out
But
a little long later than when I was 12, but
oh yeah, you were
they,
probably not the target. I mean,
I think I was in
reading them.
college when
Yeah, reading them now is definitely making me feel I'm not the target audience. I've read them out of nostalgia and remembering what I was reading when I was young. But yeah, it's. If you're 15, if you're listening to this podcast and you're like 14, 15, yeah, you should read those books. It takes like 2 hours to read. It's like small books, 150 pages. It's really, really easy read. Um,
And you know how they end.
and now I spoiled the whole series for you, so don't read them, I guess. But then again, if you haven't read them yet, I mean, I guess the boat has sailed. There's other and probably better books for a teenager now than what we had in the 90s. Speaking of which, I reacted to this video of gaming in the 90s. I know you were quite upset about the the internet thing.
Well, he stated twice, I mean, straight out, that there was no internet in the 90s. I'm like, "What were you smoking, dude?" There was certainly internet in the 90s. I mean,
Yeah,
it's he could say it was not most people did not have access or something like that, but you can't just say it didn't exist.
oh yeah, internet existed for sure. Just not in the way it exists now, or even in the early 2000, it was really different from you know the 90s. But apart from that, I really really enjoyed watching that video again. All about nostalgia and remembering how things were.
Mhm.
Uh, that was great. He did another one. I've watched it. I don't think I will react to it. I'm not a react guy, but it was. It's. He did the other decade. What's it like gaming in the 2000s? And it was. It was as good as the first one. It's downward thrust. I'll leave a link in the description since we talk about it.
Okay.
All right. So, um, before I forget, we're gonna read Zach's comments from I was about to say last week, but last episode. Um, let's see if we can remember what we talked about. So he says, "What's up?" Nope, that's not it. He's trying to come up with a good greeting because I have the best greeting of all. I've commented on pretty much all of his podcast episode, and I'm always commenting with "Hi!" exclamation point. And he's trying to come up with his own, um, greeting. State of Decay is played third person, and you can switch between your procedurally generated characters that also give passive buffs and nerfs to the community. You then have to settle a home, grow your community while trying to stop the zombie outbreak while scavenging for materials, weapons, food, medicine, etc.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, State of Decay. I think we talked about it last time when we talked about zombie games. RimWorld is still active. They released a sizable update last year.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
and
my bad. I should be more careful about saying things like things aren't active because you can actually damage a game like that. I mean, not that anybody actually listens to our podcast, so I'm not going to be damaging anybody's
oh
reputation
no
here.
no no,
Um,
we get between 20 and 50 viewers per episode. RimWorld is going to be fine. It's okay. you know, nobody will get anything twisted out from our podcast. It's fine. But yeah, it's a good it's good to remember to be careful with the affirmation we're making. Like I don't know, let's say saying the internet didn't exist in the 90s.
yeah.
It would not be correct. Um, and then reading his comment, I remember we talked about our talking point last episode was about what if no new games were ever made? What if all the games we had would be the games we will ever had? And he said, I like new games. That being said, I will approach the question as a YouTube content creator. No new games means I no longer have to chase trends or miss out on views because I am not popular enough to get early access, which would be nice. I have had games pull me back. Monster Hunter World did it 3 or 4 times. Hashtag keep Gru away from lakes. Uh,
Oh, that's because I think I said I'd jump in a lake if there are no more new games.
oh, okay, yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, Zach, for your comments on every episode. He's definitely our most, how can I say,
Consistent?
yeah, our most consistent viewer and commenter. Well, viewer, I don't know. If you're watching this episode, comment. Just say, hey, I've watched the episode. It would be great. All right. So, um, what have you been playing since last time we spoke? It's been like a
Well,
month. So you
yeah,
probably have played a few things.
quite a few. Um, so should I start with sorry, I've had a little cough this week. Um,
Oh man,
and
being
a little
sick
bit.
sucks. I was so afraid of me or one of my kids getting sick before we went on vacation. I was like, oh my God, please, everybody stay healthy.
Mm. So,
Anyway, yeah.
do you want me to start with the games I did not enjoy or the ones I did enjoy?
No, let's get rid of those you didn't enjoy.
Okay. There were 3 that I did not enjoy. Now, notice I'm saying did not enjoy because I'm not saying that these are necessarily bad games. Every game I played had the minimum decent requirement of smooth gameplay and works and stuff. So this is just purely a matter of my personal opinion. I
Yeah.
did,
You didn't like the game. It's not that the
yes,
game was badly designed or it was not working. It's just
yes,
you didn't
exactly.
like it.
Yeah. So there are 3: Nuts, Dead Cells, and Old Man's Journey.
Oh,
Um,
um, oh yeah. Okay. I know at least 2 of those games. I'm not sure about Nuts. Is this the Apple Arcade like you?
mhm.
Okay. So I know all of those 3 games. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm gonna start with Dead Cells because I played it for about 45 seconds. Um,
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
yeah, I got in there, started playing it. It was a 2D side scroller platformer thingy with
Yep.
possibly some RPG elements. I don't know. I didn't play it long enough to really find out because within the first minute, I'm like, this is not for me. This is like totally up Hououin's thing.
Yes, this
And
is I've played Dead Cells quite a bit, and the only reason I haven't made like videos about it is that I'm not super good at it, and there's already so much coverage. This is a very, very big game in the side scroller community, we'll say. It's a
yeah,
very highly regarded roguelite side scroller game. It is very good, but it is definitely not for you.
not for me.
Uh,
Nope, didn't like it at all.
yeah, I know what games you're playing. This is exactly the opposite of what you
Mhm.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a very, very good game for
Yeah, it
people
seemed
who
like it
like.
was a nice game, just
Yeah,
not my
it's
cup
very
of
good.
tea, which is, um,
Well,
so
which
it's
is
fine. We
completely
all
fine.
have
Yeah,
yeah,
completely fine. But yeah, it's not a badly designed game. It's a very good side scroller
yeah.
action game. Yeah.
So, then we have Nuts,
Hmm.
um, which is you play a person who goes out to do a study on squirrels, and you watch squirrels, and there's a
Yes.
mystery. There's a mystery that you unravel, and the storyline is actually very intriguing.
It's pretty
I
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I stuck with the game a while, slogging through because I really wanted to get more of the story. But the gameplay mechanics and the colors, oh my god, the
Oh yeah,
graphics
this
and the
is out of this
colors,
world. Yeah.
it drove me nuts. I
Uh,
Maybe that was the point of the game, to drive the player nuts, but
Yeah, yeah,
I
it would be
couldn't
fitting with the title.
I couldn't take it after a while, and I pushed myself a little further, and then I just quit playing.
Yeah, this is pretty much my experience. I made I have a series that of videos I'm making, like William Hououin's Apple Arcade Adventures, where I play some Apple Arcade games for a little while and say what I think about it. And I did one about nuts.
Oh, I
Um,
haven't seen that one. I'll have to
yeah,
check it out.
yeah, you could and see how I felt about it. I was on that video, I was pretty because the story is great actually. The
Yeah.
premise of the game is fantastic and I kind of dig the graphics in a weird way. Um I mean, I
Well, you
wouldn't
know
want
what?
all the
When I
games
was
to be like
looking
that.
up info about it, it got all sorts of awards for graphic design and stuff, and I'm like, I think they're crazy, but I guess you see it too. I don't see it. I can't stand them. They really rub me the wrong way.
Oh yeah, I get it. It's definitely it's very weird. But I don't know. I would be mad if all the games were like that. But I don't know. It make it stand out. But the very big issue I had with it, because after the video I made, I played it a bit more, and I quit because of the gameplay. It's so clunky. It's so weird to
Slow.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I couldn't finish it, but the
Yeah.
story is great. It's there's something there. If you can stomach the gameplay and graphics, there's something. There's a game there. There's a story. That's for sure.
Yeah, the story really, like I said, it hooks you in, and there's a really good mystery there, it feels like. I don't know the ending because I didn't get to it, but it
Yep.
really, I want to know. I might slog through some more, but
Or
maybe
you
not.
could probably find a playthrough on YouTube and just
That's probably what
watch
I'll
it to
do.
see the story.
Fast forward to the end.
Yeah, just see. Yeah, yeah.
And finally, the last one that I did not enjoy playing was Old Man's Journey by Broken Rules.
Yep. Awful game. Played 10 minutes. Uh, it's the most boring thing I've ever played. But go ahead. Tell me how you felt.
It wasn't the gameplay was okay, I felt. I mean, it was kind of repetitive, but it wasn't too bad, but I the story really pissed me off.
Oh,
Um,
I have no idea. I played 10 minutes
I
and
finished it.
uninstalled. Oh, good
It's
job.
actually a really short game. It only took, like, a couple hours.
All
Um,
right.
so I finished it. Um, and yeah, the story really pissed me off. I already said that. I don't know how to say how and why without completely spoiling it. Um, and the gameplay, basically, you lift and lower mountains to create routes for the guy so that he can travel to the next panel. And it's kind of a puzzly game, and it's not very hard. I ran into one bug that I had to quit and restart the game, but other than that, it was pretty smooth.
Yeah, I it didn't do it for me at all. I don't know. It was yeah. But I'm not into those puzzly game. I like story-driven game. I like games. Did you play South of the Circle?
Yes, I did. That was an amazing game.
Yeah, okay. So this is a kind of a slow game, very story driven. There's not that much gameplay, but I loved it. But yeah, Old Man Journey, no, too much.
South of the Circle got me. It
Yeah,
I had to look it up afterwards because I was like, I left the game and I'm like, what was there? The choices weren't. meaningful and and I looked up the meaning of the game. I'm like, oh my gosh, I
Yeah,
completely missed that. And
yeah, it's
wow,
great. Yeah.
it's yeah, when you learn why
Well, yeah,
the
I was about to
choices.
spoil it, but I won't. If you haven't played South of the Circle,
Yeah.
seriously play it. It's amazing, and when you know, you know. I don't-
Yes.
yeah,
If you don't
it's
get it at the end, look up, and
yes,
it
and
completely
yeah,
changes everything that happens.
yeah,
And don't
it's
look it up before you play it, though. You gotta play it straight. Yeah.
oh yeah, it's amazing,
Um,
and the music too. When you're driving your when you're driving like in the snow in the mountain, the music is amazing. I really
yeah.
loved everything about this game actually. Yeah.
Yeah. It was an experience, definitely.
Yeah, yeah, it's more an experience than a game. Yeah, you don't press that many buttons.
And it stays with you.
Oh yeah, yes. I remember pretty much everything, and it's been a year. So yeah. All right. So
It's funny because Old Man's Journey is kind of the similar story, totally different ending, totally different point, and it makes me wanna take that old man, toss him out the window of his house into the ocean, and send him sailing without his boat.
yikes. Okay. All right. Uh, all right. I uh, I don't know what to say. I haven't played it. I played it 10 minutes. So
Well, I will spoil it, and it only takes, like, 2 hours to play it, so
all right, go ahead. Spoil it.
you could.
Let's not let's spoil bad games.
Oh,
But
you want me to go ahead and spoil it?
well, this one, yes, you could, but not like South of the Circle.
Okay.
Let's not spoil good games.
Alright. Okay, well, you play the old man, and you get a letter from your house, and then you go on this journey, and at points during the journey, you stop on a bench, and you have these flashback scenes, and that's where you learn the story. And, basically, this old guy, he was young once, and he fell in love, got married, had a family, was like, "Oh my god, the responsibility's too much. I wanna go back to sailing around and being free on the sea," so he runs off, leaves his family, goes sailing, sails until he's an old man. Then he comes back his to his family to find the house long abandoned. They had moved a long time ago. He's all sad, goes and gets his own house by himself, and he sits and he's all sad and lonely until he gets this letter and goes on the journey. And at the end of the journey, it's his ex-wife, or maybe she's still his wife. I don't know. They never seem to get a divorce. Um, and she's on her deathbed, and his kid's all grown up by now, and his kid's got a kid of her own now, and there's no husband of his kid in the picture, so maybe her husband ran off and left her too. I don't know.
Maybe.
um at any rate, he comes in, and you grab some flowers on your way in, and gives the flowers, and there's a touching final moment, and then his wife croaks, and then he goes sailing with his kid and grown-up kid and grandkid, and it's supposed to be this touching thing, and I'm like, this guy, the entire game, never does anything for anybody but himself. He's completely selfish, self-centered, irresponsible, and this is supposed to be a touching scene at the end when he comes in and bothers his dying wife on her deathbed so that he can feel better about abandoning her 10 years earlier. And then he gets to
Uh,
go sailing around with his grown kid and grandkid, and probably now his grown kid's gonna be taking care of him in his old age. Yay!
he definitely got the better deal.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I haven't played it, won't play it. I can't recommend it. I guess there's when we were young, I was spending a lot of time playing games with my cousin, and one day he said, because we were playing mostly, the original Game Boy games, and there was a lot of, kind of bad games back then. Well, there's still a lot of bad games now, but you know, the limitation were big back in the day. And once he said, "There's no bad games. If you spend enough time with the game and learn to play it, it all becomes kind of good." And I think he had some kind of point. Um, I'm sure some people really loved Old Man Journey. So that's what I'm trying to say. Probably, it might be for you, but it's not for me, and seems it's not for Gru. So
And
I don't know.
definitely not for me. Maybe it's because of my personal bit of history too, in that soon after my kid was born, my now ex-husband decided that it was too much for him and dove into his work. And so I ended up being a single mother.
Yeah,
And I can
yeah,
tell you, if I were on my deathbed, I would not be in the slightest bit interested in reuniting with him. Okay. I want to be surrounded by people who love me and who I love and my family, and that doesn't include him anymore.
yeah, 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 yeah. I get it. All right. So, what are the games you liked?
Ah, so games I liked. There's only one new one that I played that I liked. The other ones that I played that I liked, I played them before. So the new one that I played that I liked was Beyond a Steel Sky by Revolution Software. It's the
Yeah,
sequel to Beneath a Steel Sky.
you're still on that Apple Arcade subscription, are you?
I may have renewed it.
Yeah,
They got
it's
me.
there. There's a bunch of great. Yeah, there's a bunch of great games. I
Yeah, they
like.
got me.
I have the because I'm sharing my Apple Music subscription with my wife and kids, and I have some iCloud storage too. So anyway, I am on the Apple One family subscription, so I get Apple Arcade like in the deal. So
It's actually a really good deal.
yeah, it's a pretty good deal because everybody in my family has Apple Music, and we all have some more storage on the cloud, and we all have Apple Arcade, and yeah,
Well,
it's definitely a good deal.
I don't know about that, but I know just the straight up Apple Arcade is just $5 a month, and I always thought it was like just stupid bad little games, but these games are good.
Yeah, talk to me a bit about because I've played Beyond the Steel Sky. I've played up to a certain point, but
Mhm.
I kind of got stuck because I'm not good with those games. I'm really not, but it was great. What I've seen was great. I'm just not smart enough to solve the puzzle.
That's okay. I mean, basically in these puzzle games, very few people can solve them all by themselves. If you get stuck, you give it a while, sleep on it, see if you can figure it out. And if you still can't, then usually they have a hint system. There's a hint system in the game. And if that still doesn't help you, then you just go look up the answer on YouTube.
Mhm. Yeah, this is what I usually end up doing. But
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
So as you said, it's a puzzle game. You play a guy and you move him about, and when you get close to certain things that he can interact with, a little option pops up and you can take things out of your inventory and try to use it with it and interact and solve little puzzles to progress in the storyline. And you can talk to people too to get hints and progress the storyline. Um, and so it's a sort of a post-apocalyptic world and kind of a, I don't know, almost a cyberpunk kind of world.
Yeah, yeah, I would say cyberpunk is quite on point. Yeah.
So he's been in the wilds, living in like basic kind of villages, and some big machine comes and kidnaps a kid from the village. So he's going after the kid and takes him to a advanced city, which apparently he set up a long time ago, like 10 years earlier, with a robot pal, his pal Joey. Um, Again, with the cyberpunk feel, it also has this very like 1960s Star Trek kind of vibe to it. I don't know if it's just me who feels that, but
No, no, you're right. Yeah, yeah. From what I remember, yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah, it's kind of between cyberpunk and old sci-fi stuff. Yeah.
so actually it's funny because it's there's a lot of sexism in it, just like Old Man's Journey. But in Old Man's Journey, it really pissed me off. In Beyond a Steel Sky, it really doesn't. The guy knows he's a jerk and he doesn't pretend to be anything else. It's not coming across like, oh, I'm doing a favor for this woman by bothering her on her deathbed. Um, um, is so I just totally lost my train of thought there. Where was I?
um,
Oh yeah, so
is in
the
that city
story,
with the robot? Yeah.
yeah, the story was decent. The ending boss battle was very disappointing. It was too easy. Um, but the story itself was decent. It was good if you like it, this 60s kind of sci-fi vibe. It was you'd love it, I think. And
There's voice acting in this game, right? Is
yes,
there?
there is.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I remember. I wasn't sure. I remember the game looks, you know, fantastic. It's kind of, I remember playing it and I was like, man, I'm not sure it's supposed to run on my phone. It's
Mhm.
it looked crazy good.
Um, the main downside I had with it is he walks so slow.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And there's no default run setting. In order to run, you have to double tap and hold. And there's always like this pause before he starts jogging. And it's just so slow.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Kind of went for that realism, like normal walking speed, and yeah, it's a video game. Let me go quick to the next point.
And this guy, he can't dance. I can tell you that because there's scenes where he's like naked in the virtual world thing. It's like
Hmm.
he's got this naked avatar and he's like jogging and he's got shoulders are like hunched up to his eardrums and he's all stiff and I'm like, oh my god, boy, you cannot dance, can you? I don't know why that's important to me, but it is.
All right.
The way he runs, just I was like, oh god, oh you're painful.
Poor guy. Poor
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. But the puzzles are decent and the story's good and it was enjoyable.
I would definitely recommend. I think it's available on other places too. I don't think it's an Apple Arcade exclusive.
Yeah, it's available other places too. Pretty
So
sure
yeah,
too.
I would recommend it. I haven't finished it. It's less my type of game, but I enjoyed what I saw from it.
I also never played the prequel. or not. I guess it's not a prequel. It's the original one, which is Beneath the Steel Sky. So I have no
Yeah,
idea
I
about
haven't
that.
played that. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I knew there was another game in the universe, but I haven't played it.
Mm.
So, did
So
you play anything else?
I played a lot of other things. There are other everything else I played before. I played before, and it's, I knew I liked them. So I played more Wildflowers, more Dismantle, more Farmside, more Villagers and Heroes, and more Utopia Origins. Um,
You went back to
I
Utopia.
did, I did. Just this
All right.
past week, actually. I haven't spent much time in the game yet, but they added so much.
Well,
There's
that's good.
like 4 or 5 new areas. Um, there's an underworld, a whole new city-state system where you vote for tribes and the tribes get to live in the city area, and you do quests and um I don't really know much about it yet, but the new areas that I saw are so cool looking. Like, we went down into the underworlds, a friend was guiding me, and you come out into this cavern, it opens up into this, like, ruins of a city, and there's, like, this huge giant statue. It just you get that moment of awe, like, "Wow." I got that wow moment going into that cavern. You've gotta go back in, and I can take you there and show you because there's definitely just to see it is worth it.
All right. All right. I'll try to reinstall that. It's been a very long time, but yeah.
Well, you're still in my hearth.
Oh, well, that's good news. It's been a very long time. All right. Then some
And,
villagers and heroes, and what was the
mhm,
other one you said?
Wildflowers, they had an
Oh yeah,
update where they added, clothing options, so I went and
can still
crafted.
join the bad guys though, right?
No, you can't.
I guess it won't happen.
They have a really nice Discord server, and I may have suggested that they need an option where you can join the bad guys.
Well, finger crossed. Finger crossed.
They're having a new update coming out soon where they adding pigs and llamas, I think,
All right,
but still can't join the bad guys.
man.
Yeah, I tell you, I have this whole plan ready. Join with the bad guys, overthrow Lena, take control of the coven. I've got the whole plan. Like, it's beautiful. I could do
I'm
it.
sure you can. I believe in you. Uh, and what was the other one you said?
Dismantle. I played some more
Oh yeah.
Dismantle.
Have you uh have you
Not
made some
yet.
progress? Okay.
I have not yet done the DLCs, but I did get the third
Oh
battery.
yeah. Okay, the fuel cell. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
wondering. Okay, so only one more to go.
yeah. And I played
Dismantle
more.
is so good.
It really is.
Oh yeah, it's one of those games that when I play it, I'm like, in this day and age, in the modern gaming era, like sometimes I feel I don't deserve to have that good of a game, but I'm happy it exists.
Well, I guess for people who haven't heard about it before, we should explain what the gameplay is. Um, Basically, you play this survivor of a post-apocalyptic world where zombies have taken over, and killed everyone. And you come out of your shelter and you can basically dismantle anything by whacking at it. And you upgrade your tools so you can get better at whacking. You can whack more things and get their resources and kill the zombies.
Yeah, yeah. At first, you can only destroy like small things like fences and trash cans, but at some point, you can destroy cars and
Yeah,
buildings.
I've
You
gotten
can
to the
destroy
point where
everything.
I
Yeah.
can whack cars into little pieces of nice juicy steel or whatever it is.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's and the lore is good. The lore is delivered through like audio recordings scattered all around the places and houses and other places, and I
The witch
loved.
tablets.
Yes, yes, I love the lore, and
Hmm.
the ending is so good.
And I love that you have to find it and explore it and get it pieces of it through interacting with the world.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's yeah, it's really good. And they just released the second DLC. It's not on mobile yet. For now, it's just on Steam, but it's coming. Second DLC is coming. It's called Doomsday, and you go to another island. So
Ooh.
yeah, it looks. And I haven't played much of even the first DLC. I kind of fall back on other stuff. There's so many games to play, and Dismantle is. I mean, it's very, very good. It was my 2022 best game of the year, but it, it takes a lot of time. It took me almost 50 hours to finish like the main story quest, and I haven't done nearly everything that can be done. So when you want to play a few games, yeah, it's hard to dedicate as much time as I would want to
Yeah, I hear
one
you
game in
there.
particular. So I bound stuff on other things, but it's definitely still on my phone, and it's definitely still on my to play list of games.
So, what did you play?
I've bought a game. Actually, it's gonna be a nice segue because it's from 10 Tons, the same developers as Dismantle.
Oh, cool.
Uh, yeah, it's called Neon Chrome. It's a twin stick shooter in a post not post-apocalyptic, I would say in a futuristic place where you it's procedurally generated. There's like five stages where you go up to a tower to be the overseer, which controls everything in this futuristic world. And so you hop on a kind of special seat, like in the Matrix or something, and you choose one of three randomly generated characters. Like there are some type of clones. You can be a hacker, assassins, a soldier. They all come with different weapons and stats. And then you twin stick shoot up to the tower to kill the overseer. And every time you finally get to him and beat him, uh, you get a new uh it's called overseer level, so it all becomes more and more difficult. I made it to overseer 4, and some people have made it to 25, so I don't know how they do it because it's a challenging game. But I've bought it like in 2000, I don't know, 18, played it a bit, thought it was hard, and let it rest, and that's it. And then I came back this year and played it quite a bit. So I've
Wow.
enjoyed that. Um,
So, does
it's
it
pretty
have a
good.
story to it or
It's very minimal.
uh,
It's not a story game. It's really you get
arcade
in.
type?
Yeah, yeah, very arcade. I'm in the and you'll see with my next few games. I'm really into an arcade mood since I would say since Scourgebringer. I've been playing really arcadey games. So I've played Neon Chrome. I've played Danmaku Unlimited 3. It's a shoot 'em up. Um, it was very popular in the 90s in the arcades. It's like, you have a spaceship and it's always shooting and the screen always goes up. It's,
Mhm.
auto scrolling, and then there's a tons of bullets on screen that you have to evade and kill things, kill the boss, go to the next stage, and there's no story. It's just evading bullet. It's like a bullet hell type of game. I've been enjoying that quite a bit. It's very hard though. Even on easy, it's hard.
Yeah. Those
Uh,
are the type of game that yeah, I I can't survive 10 seconds in them. More power to you, though.
yeah, I love it. I really do. I remember back in the day I was playing Solar Striker on my Game Boy, which was my first shmup, and I always loved those games. I'm not very good at it, but I got it on sale, and yeah, I'm quite happy with what it is. And then to continue on the arcade type game binge, I've been playing, and this is what I'm playing right now. It's Streets of Rage 4. So this is a beat 'em up. Um, I don't know if you're familiar with Streets of Rage. It's been existing
Didn't
for like 30
they
years or
didn't they used to have that in the old arcades?
Yes, they used to have that in the old arcades.
Yeah,
Maybe
they
you're
had,
more
like
familiar with like Double Dragons or Final Fight or Turtles. You know the Super Nintendo Turtle game, Turtles in Time. It's a side scroller. You go from left to right and you beat bad guys, and then there's a boss, and then there's another stage. It's very simple in its gameplay loop, but it's very satisfying to get better and get higher combos, and learning. You don't have that many buttons, but then you kind of learn how to stop your combos to do a better combo with chaining some moves that are not necessarily meant to be chained, but you kind of learn to,
oh,
I don't know
cool.
how to say, bypass the mechanics, the intended mechanics to make your own. It's Those games are deeper than they look. This is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been playing that a lot. Cherry is the best character. I don't know if she's a teenager or young adult. Once again, the stories, there is a story more than in Neon Chrome. That there's definitely a story. There's little cutscene in between each stages, but it's basically, yeah, there's bad guys in the city. Let's beat them up. This is pretty
Mortal
much the
Kombat
story.
type
Yeah,
story, huh? Yeah.
yeah. There's a story, but. And so Cherry is this young woman with a guitar. She has an electric guitar, and she's smashing everybody with her guitar.
That
And
sounds fun.
she's a lot of fun to play. And she can jump on people's head and punch them and send them flying in the air with a good guitar swing. So yeah, she's great. And you have a special move. You have to find some stars. They're hidden in the stages, and when you have a star, you can do a super special move.
Oh.
And she's running to enemies, playing guitar and screaming, and it's oddly satisfying to do. But anyway, so Streets of Rage 4, very, very good. Been enjoying that quite a bit. And so, yeah, Neon Chrome, Streets of Rage 4, Danmaku. I think this is pretty much it. I feel I'm forgetting one super important game, but yeah, I guess this is it. Oh, yeah, Arcane Veil. So Arcane Veil, it just came out like 2 weeks ago. It's a open world game, kind of like Zelda, I would say. Top down perspective. And there's not like puzzles like in Zelda, but get some quest. You go kill some bad person and give the quest, get some XP. You can craft weapon, you can fish, you can catch butterflies, you can make potions, do alchemy type stuff. It's a pretty deep game. I've played like 5 hours maybe. Um, but it's promising. The story is pretty good. It's kind of simple. Your father has this treasure map since a long time, but he only has like half of the treasure map, and so he sends you on a quest to get the other half of the treasure map to then go get the treasure, basically. So
Hmm.
this is kind of simple, but um, you
Treasure
you
hunts
get
are always fun.
yeah, and you get to know some NPCs, and the NPCs are pretty interesting. The dialogues are cool. Um, it's a pretty good game. I would recommend a controller. Try to play on touch screen, and it was not exactly it. But with the controller, it's super fun. So I've been playing that quite a bit. And the other one that I just remember is I went back into Afterplace, and because even released the landscape mode. It was a portrait mode game. You could only play in portrait mode on your phone and tablet and the likes. But now you can play in landscape mode, and it changes the game quite a bit more than I would have thought. So I've been
No.
enjoying going back in the game, and it's almost like playing a new game or like a remaster, let's say.
Oh,
So yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
great. And now that he's done this, it means that the game will be way more easily. Oh, what sentence am I trying to say? It's going to be easier to put the game on consoles and PC now that it's in landscape mode.
All right.
So I can't wait for the game to hit the big stores like PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam. Uh, so so more people will be able to experience this amazing game. So yeah, been playing
Oh,
a bit of Afterplace. What a game! If you're into Zelda-like games, exploration, simple combat game, I mean, the dialogues, the NPCs are so good. Yeah, this is crazy, and it's one dude that made the whole thing.
I guess I'll have
He
to give it a try
Yeah,
because
and it's including like the music. Not only the coding, but the music, the dialogue, the art, everything. So,
wait a second. He wrote the music?
yep, he wrote and played all the music in the game. He did
Wow.
everything by himself. Yep. So, I'm always drawn to those one person dev type game. I really like
Yeah.
this.
It's great. I mean, you're like a great source for finding out about little known indie developer games.
Oh, this is definitely my the focus of my channel when you think about it. And by the way, After Place, if you look for After Place on YouTube, it's gonna be my videos, and this is pretty much it. Um, I mean, Mean City did a review, and uh, there's one channel that are doing like first look without commentary of many iOS games that made a 30 minutes. So but I'm the only one who made a complete playthrough of and a few tutorial for the game. And so I'm looking forward to the game being released on big platform because I'm gonna get some relevancy on the internet.
Get some
But
exposure.
yep. But anyway, so this is it. This is what I've played since last time we spoke. This is pretty much it.
Oh, that's a good amount of stuff considering that you were relaxing on the beach for quite a while.
Yeah, for that particular week, I haven't played that much games. I've
It's
read the
hard to see
babysitter
from the
books.
beach.
What?
It's hard to see through the glare on the
Oh
beach.
yeah, yeah, no, no, yeah. I really enjoyed reading books at the beach.
Yeah.
Well, and going into the sea and you know take some walks with the kids. It was a lovely place. It was great. It was really
Yeah.
nice.
It looked beautiful,
Yep.
the pictures you posted.
I've been meaning to do a short video just to talk a bit about this trip. Uh, it was my first time going, somewhere else than you know here. So I'm not a big traveler, so it was a pretty big deal for
Oh,
us to
wow.
to go there. Yeah, it was my first time going to like a proper sea. I went into Canada beaches, like in New Brunswick. There's a
Oh, the
pretty
beaches up here suck.
yeah. It's I mean in New Brunswick we went a few years ago and it was great. The sand was beautiful and the sea was kind of hot for where we were. But yeah, it's not the blue. Uh, the water's like kind of brown here.
Oh, well,
It's
see, I grew up every summer. My parents, we went to the Caribbean. So
Mhm.
I grew up thinking that's what a beach was. And
Yeah,
then
it's not.
then in
Yeah.
high school, my class took a trip to Assateague Island, and everybody was so excited about going to the beach, and it was such a letdown. I was like, "Oh God." um,
Yeah, when we got there and I saw the color of the water, I was like, "Oh shit. Okay. This is yeah. This is not like home. It's yeah. Yeah, it's something else. It really is."
yeah,
And
I got spoiled.
we went I haven't realized how many fishes there was. Uh, and my son brought some uh how do you call that? Like glasses to see underwater. Uh
Oh yeah, I'm spacing on the name too.
yeah, it's kind of dumb. But anyway, it's sea glasses. And
Um, Snorkel is the part where you
yeah,
breathe, but I
yeah.
the
But the part
goggle
you put
things.
on yeah. Anyway, and he went where there was some rocks, and he
Mask.
came
I think they just
back.
call it a mask.
Oh, maybe yeah. And he went to see where there was some rocks in the water, and he came back running, and he was like, "Oh my God, there's a bunch of fish, like tropical fish, like like Doris in Nemo movies." And I was like, "What?" Because I went into and the water is very clear. Even when you
Mhm.
walk for a long time, you can always see your feet, which is not the case here in Canada. But and I was like, seriously, there's like color fish, like yellow, and yeah, come. And I went to see, and it was crazy the life that there was in those rocks.
Yep.
We even saw a octopus and other type of stuff. Barracuda fish. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, there used to be a barracuda that hung out in the bay below our house. Um, we used to call him Old Slash Sides because he had a big, huge scar along his side where I don't know. I guess a harpoon missed him or something. Um, he was very curious. Like always came over to check us out whenever we were snorkeling. Um, but not aggressive, which was lucky because he was a big barracuda.
Oh yeah,
So
we didn't have any troubles with the fish. It's always a risk, I guess, but we were fine. Anyway, this is it for the traveling stuff. Anything else you want to cover before the stupid question of the week? Of the not the week, unfortunately, but
um, nope, and I can think of.
all right. So we're a gaming podcast, but we need to tackle an important society question. So this time it's what is the weirdest food combination you enjoy? What's what's some, yeah, two type of food that shouldn't be together, but it works for you? Do you have any?
I
I have one for
again,
sure.
I am drawing a blank. I
All
cannot
right.
think of anything. When I was a teenager, I used to enjoy dipping pickles in chocolate, but
Oh, this is kind of weird. All right, this is kind of weird. Uh, yeah. Okay, this is one. This is one for sure.
my daughter now thinks pickles and chocolate taste delicious together.
It probably does, actually.
Well, it does. It's salty, and salt and chocolate just taste good together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have when we went actually, not to ram again on the beaches stuff, but we went to Prince Edward Island a few years ago, and there they sell like chips
Yep.
dipped into chocolate, and this is amazing. And
The
we don't
what?
have that here. The chips,
Oh, chips.
crisp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like yeah, and they are dipped into chocolate.
That sounds absolutely delicious.
This is amazing, and we don't have that here. Like if I go to the grocery store right now and I say I want chips and dipped into chocolates, I can't. I can buy that here. It doesn't exist. So
Well,
yeah,
it ought to,
but
because
they do that, and they're known for that. When we went, my sister told me, "Hey, bring me back some chocolate dipped chips." I was like, "What?" Yeah, you go to that place, you'll see. Oh, okay, okay, I'll try. And we brought her back some boxes of that, and then, yeah, it was good. It's amazing.
well, salty, crunchy, deep fried potatoes covered in chocolate. Yeah, that's got to be good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. It is. So I mean, mine is not that super weird, but every time I speak about that, I always get the same reaction, like, what? Seriously? So I'm gonna plug it. And it's a peanut butter and cheese sandwich. Ever tried that?
No.
All right. So the way I do it is, and you need some cheese. And when I say cheese, I'm talking about some bricks that you can defend yourself with, and not those floppy craft cheese that won't work. That will be disgusting. You need real cheese like cheddar cheese, and you take some bread. You can put it in the toaster or not. It's up to you. Put some peanut butter, and then you slice some cheese, and put the cheese on the peanut butter, and you eat that, and it's amazing. But once again, don't do that. If you try that, take like real cheese, like cheese that when you drop the brick on the ground,
I,
it makes a big noise.
I can actually see peanut butter and cheese being good together.
This is amazing. It's crazy. Uh, and I'm not the only one who does that. But it's a rare thing. I was pretty sure you would not have tried that because most people don't.
No. Well,
But yeah, try
I
that
can't eat
peanut
nuts
butter and
anymore
cheese.
or
Oh,
cheese.
okay, well, okay. Oh, my
They're
God.
both off
Okay,
my
well,
diet.
so yeah, well, you won't try it, but if you're not Gru, try try it if you don't have any problems with peanuts and cheese. Um, yeah, it's really good. But once again, it's very important to say it. You need like real cheese, not in not those not the single
Velveeta
craft. You really need good cheese. It won't
cheese
work.
type stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It really needs to be, you know, solid cheese. But yeah. that was my food combination.
I wonder if you used to have you ever done those grilled cheese sandwich maker thingies that um they're like metal and they're on the ends of sticks. They usually sell them in like campfire type stores. They come in both square and round versions, and you take a piece of bread and you butter on both sides, and then you put your cheese on it, and then you take another piece of butter on both sides, put it on, and then you put that into the little pocket part, and you close it up, and it cuts the crusts off, and then you like hold it closed over a fire, and it makes a like a grilled cheese pocket sandwich, and the sides of the bread kind of fuse together, and it's absolutely delicious.
It sounds amazing. I have not had that, but it sounds amazing. I'm gonna tell you this.
My mom used to make them for us when we were kids, again, in the Virgin Islands, um, because the house there had a gas stove, so she would do it over the open flame on the gas stove. Um,
Yeah, it sounds amazing. Yeah, but I no, I got some grilled cheese, but not that type of sandwich.
yeah, but I bet you if you put some peanut butter in there and the cheese and did that, and then the peanut butter would get all melty with the cheese.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I do it like a grilled cheese. I do it in just in a you know on the oven. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, like you do a grilled cheese, but with peanut butter in it. But yeah, it's uh, it's a bit more messier. So I usually just make a toast, put some peanut butter, and slice some
Now I'm
cheese.
hungry.
Yeah,
Thanks.
same. We're gonna go eat. We're done anyway with the podcast. We did
Yeah.
it. So thanks for watching. Leave us all your comment. We'll read them on the next episode and talk about it. So yeah, thanks for talking games with
Yeah.
me.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.